What does $260,000 get you in rural China? This is what a 3,200 square foot villa looks like in the Chinese countryside, mixing modern comforts with a way of life that's still deeply rural. So today I'm at my grandparents' house in rural China, and I'm giving you a full tour of this house. I will show you what the life is like in Chinese countryside. So let's head inside and take a look. This is the foyer. We have a shoe cabinet here and some simple chairs. And one interesting thing is there is a wooden screen separating it from the living room. So this is the living room. The style is a mix of modern design and traditional Chinese elements. I really like the wooden details and the simple furniture. It gives the whole space a very warm and relaxing feeling. Chinese living rooms are often designed more for spending time with family. The sofa and chairs are arranged around the tea table, so everyone can sit together and chat. Right next to the living room, we have the tea room. This is where we hang out, drink tea, and play cards together. This is the bathroom for the first floor. There is a sink, a mirror, and some storage cabinet. And here we also have a robot vacuum. And there is a separate toilet. In most of the rural area, we still prefer this squat toilet instead of a sitting toilet. Here's our little robot doing its job. So let's follow it and check out the bedrooms on the first floor. And this is my aunt. She's actually working right now. She works in the gaming industry, so she can work from home. She and my uncle are the ones who stay here with my grandparents and help take care of them. That's actually pretty common in China, especially in rural areas. When parents get older, one of the children might live with them or somewhere nearby, so it's easier to look after them. And if we keep going this way, pretty much the rest of the first floor is bedrooms. This is the master bedrooms on the first floor. It has its own bathroom. And this one has a regular sitting toilet. There are lots of bedrooms in the house because this is where everyone comes back to stay. During summer vacations or Chinese New Year, my parents come back, my brother and I come back, my cousins come back, so the house can get pretty full. And that's why they need so many bedrooms. And underneath the staircase, we've also made use of the space as storage. So before we head to the upstairs, I want to show you another interesting part of this house. And I'm taking you to know the owner of this house. From the outside, you might notice there are two extra spaces connected to the main house. That's actually my grandparents' side of the house. And this is my grandpa. He is 73 years old. Once you come inside, it feels completely different. This is their living room. It's huge, but as you can see, there's no big sofa and there's not even a TV. They just have this little tea table here and lots of these small stools. So when neighbors or relatives come over, everyone just grabs a stool, sits around here, has some tea and chats. And I think that's really interesting because we are still in the same house, but this feels totally different from the living room we just saw. And over here is their bedroom. They have 2 beds in here. And this is their bathroom. They actually have both a squat toilet and a regular sitting toilet, so they can use whichever one they prefer. They have their own kitchen and dining room. Everything is pretty new and they have pretty much everything they need. But the funny thing is, my grandma still prefers cooking the old-fashioned way. So let me take you out back, because this is where you can really see the rural side of the house. So back here, they still keep a lot of firewood and some old things they've had for years. And this is the old wood burning room. They use it to smoke cured pork or just to keep warm in the winter. And over here is my grandma's old kitchen. Even though she has a brand new kitchen inside, she still likes cooking out here. Do you guys know what this is? It's an LPG tank. We use this for cooking. We don't have natural gas packed in here, so we use this instead. When it's empty, you just swap it for a full one. It's pretty common in rural areas. And over here is something you probably wouldn't expect to see behind a modern villa. This is the septic tank. It actually connects to the way my grandparents grow vegetables. But I will show you that later when we get to their garden. And they also have 2 wells here, one shallow well and one deep well. This is basically where the house gets its water. The water gets pumped all the way up to a storage tank on the 3rd floor. I will show you that when we get upstairs.
一个整个是柚子啊，柚子嘛。
Now I want to give you a better idea of what it actually costs to build and live in a home like this in rural China. The total area of this house is around 300 square meters, which is about 3,200 square feet. And the total construction cost was around 1.8 million RMB, including the building, interior finishes, and all the furniture. The electricity bill changes depending on the season. During the summer, when we use more air conditioning, it's around 600 RMB per month. In winter, it's usually around 300 RMB. The water bill is basically zero because we have our own well and a water storage tank. And we spend about 100 RMB a month on LPG. Gas for the car is around 600 RMB a month. daily living expenses, including food and household items, are around 3,000 RMB per month. And because family relationships are an important part of life in rural China, so we also spend money on social activities and gifts for relatives and friends. That's around 10,000 RMB per year, which average out to about 800 RMB per month. So overall, the average monthly cost of living here is around 4,800 RMB. So now let's head to the upstairs and take a look at the second floor. And one small details I really like is these motion sensor lights on the stair. It turns on automatically when someone walks by, making the stairs safer and more convenient at night. Now we are on the second floor. This floor is more like a private living space. Here we have a simple table, a treadmill. One of my favorite parts of this floor is the open balcony. I could sit here all day doing nothing, just enjoying the fresh air. And over here, we have a pretty fun room. My aunt loves singing, so we actually have our own karaoke room at home. We've got 2 huge speakers here. And look at the ceiling. It looks like a sky full of stars. So with this setup, you basically get the whole KTV experience right at home. And since we are in the countryside, we don't really have to worry about bothering the neighbors. And we have 2 more bedrooms over here. And these are all extra blankets and bedding for when family comes back to stay. And then there's another bathroom. It's pretty much the same as the one downstairs. We've got a washing machine here. Now we are in the master bedroom on the second floor. As you can see, it's huge. There's a big bed here, and over here there's a walk-in closet. It also has its own private bathroom. The toilet and shower are in separate areas. And right outside there is a private balcony. And there's even a gaming room. Both my aunt and my cousin work in the gaming industry, and they're also really into gaming. So having a whole room just for gaming actually makes a lot of sense for them. Now let's head to the third floor. So the third floor isn't finished yet. Right now, we mainly use it for storing some bigger stuff. But there are actually a few interesting things up here. This is the air source water heater. It heats the water for the whole house. And this big tank here stores the hot water. You can also see some of the outdoor AC units up here. What's really cool about the third floor is that you can actually see how the house was built. If you look up here, you can see the whole roof structure. It's basically a wooden frame with roof tiles on top. And the roof is built in this triangle shape, so rainwater can easily run off. And remember the well I showed you downstairs? This is where the water comes up. The water is pumped from the well all the way up here and stored in this big water tank. And from here, it supplies water to the rest of the house. This is Fu Fu. He's basically a 100% Chinese countryside dog. And over here, this is where we dry our clothes. We still like drying everything in the sun. I don't know why, but it just smells better. And you might notice we don't really have a garage here. We normally just park the cars right in front of the house. Now let me show you the little vegetable garden. Remember the septic tank I showed you earlier? There's actually a pipe connecting it all the way to the garden. So my grandpa can use it as fertilizer without having to carry it all the way over here by hand. A little countryside recycling system, right? And from here, you can actually see the whole back of the house. They used this reflective glass all the way across. These are the chickens my grandma raises. And now it's getting dark. With all the lights on, the whole house feels so warm and peaceful. So yeah, that's my grandparents' home, and also the place our whole family keeps coming back to. Life just feels a little slower here. I hope you enjoyed the tour and get a little glimpse of what life is like here in the Chinese countryside.